Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of
Diyan ka magaling!
Diyan Ka Magaling!
So, we are really doing this.
Isipin mo, naka 3 episodes na
Oo nga
tayo. Pag
Oo nga.
umabot ka raw ng 3, seryoso na yan eh.
Okay. So, ito yung seryoso episode. With a
Oo.
seryosong episode comes with a seryosong tanong.
Sige, go.
Ikaw naman magtanong.
Meron tayong listener. May listeners na ko sila oh. May tanong. Since we both experienced daw both corporate and entrepreneurial life, ano raw ang pros and cons or ang mga kaibahan ng dalawa?
Or which one is better?
Which
Like,
one is better?
being an entrepreneur or
Being an
working
employee
or yeah.
working in corporate. Ayan, who wants to go first?
I think, kasi just to give context, I think baliktad yung setup natin. Like, you have been doing entrepreneur work for a long while.
Yes.
And then, you tried corporate work after.
Yes.
And then, ako naman, parang I've been doing corporate work for a long while and then naging entrepreneur ako after. So, parang baliktad tayo. But, I think baka mas maganda kung ikaw mauna sa entrepreneur side.
Sige. So most of my career, I still am up to now. I'm an entrepreneur. When you say you're an entrepreneur, may sarili kang negosyo, you run your own business, nagpapasweldo ka ng mga tao, nagbabayad ka ng rent, taxes, etc. As the proprietor of your business. Now, yung pros and cons niyan, pros, sasabihin ng lahat, oh, ang sarap ng buhay mo, wala kang 9 to 5. Yun yung una nilang sasabihin eh. Yung you don't have to go to work pagka kasabay ng rush hour na commute.
Magkahawak mo yung oras mo.
Hawak mo yung oras mo. Pero, ang di alam ng mga tao, pag entrepreneur ka, wala ka ring 9 to 5. Walang patayan ng phone. 24/7 ka. Tuloy-tuloy ang trabaho.
Your 9 to 5, the corporate 9 to 5 is an entrepreneur's 24/7.
Yes. So, yun ang kaibahan. Lalo na for chefs, 'di ba? Isipin mo 'to. Kailan kami pinaka-busy throughout the year sa mga restaurant namin?
Pag mga holiday, special occasion.
Yes. So, ang dalawang pinaka-mabigat na days sa year para sa restaurants are Valentine's Day, obviously, dahil 'di ba, ang dami nagde-date, and Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Ang Mother's Day kasi, kakapal ng mukha nyo kung papalutuin nyo pa yung mama nyo. Diba?
So, Father's Day hindi malakas?
Mga tatay tamad eh.
Okay.
Yung mga tatay, ihaw na lang tayo.
Okay.
Diba? Yun eh. Kasi, I read something. Nox. Reader. Reader. I read something recently. Ang dads daw, meron parang underlying guilt. Kasi diba, their whole lives parang, dapat naman talaga trabaho mo yun, ikaw tatay eh, di ba? So pagdating ng they're supposed to be celebrated, sila, ayaw namin, bahala kayo, parang, sige na, ihaw na lang tayo. And most dads are like that.
Kasi na nag-iihaw pag Father's Day. Or nagluto ng steak.
Oh, no, what I mean is, maraming tatay yung ganun, yung meron nga nung, wag nyo na ako i-celebrate, wag na, okay lang ako. Di ba? Pansin mo ba yun? O meron kang, tatay mo ba? Father's Day, labas nyo ako. Ganun ba siya?
Hindi.
O, di ba? Di ba maraming ganun eh. Anyway, we digress. Nox, big words, digress. Spell mo nga.
D-I-G-R-E-S-S.
Anyway, yun ang problema ng entrepreneurial life. Sabi nga nila, one employee, one problem, di ba? You're running a business, so hawak mo lahat ng employee mo. Alam mo yan.
All employees, all problem.
all employees, all problem. You have to take care of, kunwari dati, babaliktad yung mundo mo. Pag kunwari, minimum wage. Dati, umangat minimum wage. Kunwari baguhan ka pa lang, minimum wager ka. Parang, damay ako dyan. Ngayon, as a business owner, angat minimum wage. Oh no. Kasi, yari na naman yung yung pasweldo mo, yung margins. Not all businesses. Nakikita ko yung yung pagka nagkakaroon ng pushback against yung increase, yung wage hike.
A lot of the pushback, they're coming from service industries.
Yes. So, the problem kasi there is, our margins are so thin. So, yung mga konting percentage na yan, like today, alam ko may bagong 35 peso na increase in minimum wage. It's good. It's good for employees, di ba? Pero for employers, headache yan. I'm not saying it's bad. Iba yun. What I'm saying is headache yan. Paano na naman magmamagic, magja-juggle ng numbers to make it work. Diba? So yung mga ganon ang iniintindi ng entrepreneur. You can't just go on vacation pag gusto mo. Sige, bakasyon ka, dala mo yung trabaho. Kasi
Yeah.
you're still minding the store kahit virtually eh.
Yeah.
So, yun.
But how is that different from your experience in corporate? Because your experience both in entrepreneurial ano ba yung noun niya? Parang feeling ko
Entrepreneurship.
Galing. Ang talino ka pala. Entrepreneurship na experience mo is in F&B and both sa corporate F&B din. So, ano yung, syempre, yun yung common denominator. So, what's the difference when you were in corp?
Kung magko-corp ka naman, obviously, hindi ikaw ang pinaka-boss. Kaya ka nga corp eh. Hindi ka entrepreneur. You don't own the business eh. Di ba? Ang hirap nung you are answerable to someone else. Pag entrepreneur, the buck stops here. Ako na magdedesisyon, ako na magaganito ganyan.
But isn't that parang you also have to tend to like stakeholders or shareholders
Yes.
when you are an entrepreneur?
But still, the buck stops with you. Ikaw na yung decision maker. Walang red tape. Pagka sa corporate, napansin ko, yun ang pinaka na culture shock ako. Yung red tape. Dati, kunwari, gawa tayo ng photoshoot. Sige, ito na, budget. Photoshoot tayo for the food. Ngayon, nag-corporate ako, pero F&B pa rin. Pa-release tayo ng budget. Teka, pa-approve muna natin yan. Teka, check muna natin yung projections for the year. Teka, check. Kailan natin ng photo eh. Ay, hindi. Check muna natin. Tapos, meron pang yung standard na, ano tawag dun sa mga namimili ng mga services?
Procurement.
May procurement pa. May approval pa niyan, etc. etc. Tapos, even sa pagbayad dun sa supplier mo, ang tagal. Kasi ang daming dun ako pinaka na culture shock more than anything. Yung politics, yung away-away, yung mga backbiting. Kahit naman entrepreneurship, meron yan eh. Kasi no one likes the boss anywhere. Di ba? Maging sarili mong negosyo or sa corp ladder structure. Corporate world. Pero yung pinaka mabigat dito sa sa corporate, yung red tape, ang tagal ng lahat. Yung maaano ka talaga, parang ang bagal ng kilos. Dati, open ang restaurant, 3 months, 4 months, open na. Pag corporate, 1 year. Mga ganun katagal. Yung because of the approvals and everything. So yun. Ikaw naman, sa experience mo, you started as an employee. And then, several, naka-multinationals ka.
Yeah, different companies.
Naka-e-commerce ka, different industries. Then finally, you ended up, opening your own, setting up shop. Your own digital PR company, which a lot of people did not know. So, akala ng mga tao, ang asawa ko ay trophy wife daw, number 1, number 2, ano pa?
Rich housewife.
Rich housewife lang daw na winawaldas lang pera ko.
Yun naman talaga. Di, pag tinatanong talaga ng mga tao, anong ginagawa mo ngayon? Yun talaga sinasabi ko na, winawaldas ko lang yung pera ng asawa ko.
Wag, baka may maniwala. Go. Anong experience mo?
Actually, for me, parang corporate has been very instrumental. For like the where I am right now, which is like yun nga, I'm an entrepreneur. Kasi feeling ko kailangan kong pagdaanan yung corporate for me to be an entrepreneur. Di ko marirealize na kailangan kong maging entrepreneur. Wala siya sa plano ko, like to set up shop, have my own business. I guess at the back of my head, parang hindi siya talaga yung end goal. Parang, it would be cool if I had one. But hindi siya yung parang bata pa lang ako na, gusto ko maging ganito or what. Hindi ko talaga siya na-actualize or na-realize. So, before, I really wanted to work for like different companies with like cool culture, mga ganun. Very, attracted ako sa mga startup setup. So, kaya napunta ako sa mga ganung types of companies. And I've been to different industries, which I think, hindi ko rin yun magagawa. If I became an entrepreneur early on, parang hindi ako
Hindi mo ma-experience
Hindi ko ma-experience. Kasi syempre, di ba kung entrepreneur ka, unless like you open up a business na kunwari o service tas bigla kang raw material supplier or something, pero medyo ang bigat naman nun, 'di ba? But for me kasi parang working in corporate enabled me to like dabble into different industries, which is like a culmination of what all the skills that I have now, which I am applying in my entrepreneur life.
Culmination.
Inis.
Hindi. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, for me, it's a good thing. Pero, syempre, going back to the original question, which is, parang, which do we prefer or which do we, like, suggest, I guess. But, ako, with that question in mind, parang, I talked to a friend before, like, way back, na nag-usap kami noon. I think this was during the pandemic. Tapos, parang sinasabi nga namin na, syempre, di ba, may mga na-layoff, may mga nawalan ng trabaho. Parang yung friend ko na yun, nawalan siya ng work. Kasi nagsara yung, yung company niya. So, sinabi ko na, why don't you explore, like, maybe going freelance or like, I don't know, sell something, like, e-commerce, diba? Yung sobrang nag-boom yung e-commerce platform. Like, anyone can sell on, like, Shopee or Lazada. Tapos, sabi niya sa akin na, that's great, but I don't think I have the skill. And sabi nga niya, iba rin yung safety na nadadala ng may sweldo ka every month.
Yun.
Sabi niya nga rin, parang this friend of mine, feeling niya hindi siya entrepreneurial. So, kaya sabi niya, talagang built siya for corporate.
I think it's the yung sinasabi nilang risk appetite.
Yeah, kasi kailangan malaki ang risk appetite mo
Yes.
if you really want to be an entrepreneur. Like, same lang din naman, I guess, for corp. But syempre, may safety net kayo. Kumbaga, if you get a job, then you get your sweldo every month. Sometimes, yung input mo ng trabaho, parang kayod kabayo ka, pero yung sweldo mo, it's whatever it is, di ba? Kumbaga, pwedeng mas marami pa yung ginagawa mo kaysa sa may-ari, but then again, you're not getting dividends from the company. But, syempre, yun yung, parang kumbaga, yun yung trade-off. But the risk isn't as big. Pero kung kunwari, you're an entrepreneur, ang daming, aside from, like, paying the people, syempre, ang daming mong expenses and everything, you also have to project, like, is your business actually profitable in the next 5-10 years? So, lahat ng mga yun po problemahin mo. So, that's a very big risk. So, I think it all boils down to how much risk or how much is your risk appetite? Like, gaano ba kakagutom?
Okay. Gets ko yan kasi nangyari sa akin, nag-full circle ako. Entrepreneur, tapos naging corporate ng 5 years. Then 2 years ago, I resigned. Balik entrepreneur ako. Pero napakahirap nung pagbabalik ng going back to entrepreneur pag naka-experience ka na ng steady na income. Yung biglang for the first time in your life, may 13th month ka. Dati wala man akong 13th month eh. Hindi namin afford bigyan sarili namin ng Christmas bonus nun kasi
grabe ka.
hindi kasi binibigyan mo 13th month yung employees mo,
Yeah.
'di ba?
Yeah. Sobrang prioritize ko yun, yung 13th month.
But anyway, yun na nangyari. Full circle ngayon. Ang hirap to start from scratch again. Lalo na at this day and age and at my age. And being an entrepreneur, I'm not gonna say it's very age specific. You can start anytime eh. Kahit 50s ka na eh, 40s eh. Syempre, having the advantage of youth, the strength and vigor of youth, laking tulong yan.
Vigor!
Vigorous ba? Diba?
Pero totoo naman.
Laking advantage yun yung kaya pa magpuyat, kaya pa. Ngayon, oh my gosh, napakahirap. Yung dating, ang dami kong restaurant iniikutan, bago, yun ang kwento ko, bakit ang hirap ngayon bumalik entrepreneur. Halos lahat ng resto ko nawala nung pandemic. Pero dati, nung bukas pa sila, kailangan sabay-sabay ko sila ikutan, rumorota lang ako everyday, visit this. Tapos, hindi ka mapapagod ngayon. Isa na nga lang yung pinupuntahan ko. Di ba? Parang, nakakapagod yung bisita ko ngayon. Yung traffic, iba na.
Yeah.
Medyo ganon. I still won't trade it for anything in the world. Dati, may saying, kung mag-asawa kayo, mag-partner kayo, dapat yung isa, corporate, isa entrepreneur, para may variety yung income nyo. I think mali yung saying na yun. Dapat, yung isa, steady yung income, para yung isa can try to, experiment. They can try to pursue, not their passion, pero their, ideas. Diba?
Hindi ba pwedeng pwede naman na mag-pursue ka ng ideas na merong steady na income. Oh, well, hindi, I mean like, 'di ba, when you pursue something, ang goal niyo naman is like
Hindi,
both of
di
you to
ba,
have
when you're an entrepreneur,
steady
a big
income.
part of that is you invest in it first.
Yeah.
So, wala ka pa muna sweldo, wala pang ano.
Mm.
So, yun nga, hindi pa stable income mo nun.
Gets ko naman yung point mo.
Oh,
Parang
gusto mo lamang asar eh. So, ang kailangan is yung isa, stable yung income. Kasi mahirap, lalo na if you're starting a family. May mga pinag-ipunan kayo, be it a home, travel, tuition ng kids, 'di ba? Medyo mahirap talaga kung pareho kayong, hindi, let's do it together, husband and wife. It's doable. I'm not saying it's not doable, but it's tricky. Kailangan meron kang, mali mo, meron kang nakatagong generational wealth. Kaya pala meron kang safety net. 'Di ba?
Tama naman. But I think it's really more on, there's no right or wrong answer. It really solely depends on how you are as a person, what skill set you have, and how much risk you can take. And at the same time, ano rin yung situation mo, like as a person, like your living situation. Kasi 'di ba, other people can actually become an entrepreneur because wala naman silang,
Binabayaran na
wala silang
monthly.
binabayaran na bills na malaki, like
Baka
they
nakatira
live
pa
for,
sila sa parents nila.
or they live for themselves, 'di ba? Wala pa silang pamilya, wala silang binubuhay, wala silang pinapaaral. So may ganun. But syempre, 'di ba, iba yung kunwari when you're a corporate, there's a safety net, but at the same time, syempre there are other factors din, 'di ba? Like sometimes like now, 'di ba, a lot of the work that a lot of the offices are in the city. Paano kung malayo ka? So you have to move. Or like, let's say, yun nga, hindi naman kung nasan ka man, yung mga work opportunities na meron, hindi swak sa kung anong skill mo rin yung, kung anong meron kang skill. So, it all really depends on what you have and what you're willing to do with your life and saan mo talaga gusto pumunta yung buhay mo. But, to wrap things up, would you still consider, like, now you're an entrepreneur, will you still consider going back to corp?
Honestly, maybe not. Sobrang special ng circumstance ng huli kong corp work because they understood na most of my life I was an entrepreneur. Napafrustrate sila minsan pero nagets nila na I did not have the proper skill set to begin with. At the start, no, when I got assimilated into the corporate world, yung mga tipong as simple as yung mga deck ko, yung mga PowerPoint, yung mga presentation, hirap na hirap ako nun. As in, hirap talaga. Very basic yung mga gawa ko. There were times ikaw pa yung umayos for me. Parang, ba't ang gulo ng mga pictures? Naalala ko, inayos-ayos mo pa. Wala pang Canva nun eh. 'Di ba? So, you had to fix it pa. I would still, sorry, going back, they allowed me to still be an entrepreneur in a way na, sige, F&B siya eh. Run our restos. Run it how you would run it as an entrepreneur, as an owner. And just make sure you, show us results. Basta may numbers. Hindi lahat ng, ng corporate ganun ah. Kasi let's say I go, sa F&B, ang corporate, you go to a restaurant chain, you go to a hotel. Hindi lahat sasabihin, sige, patakboy mo yung resto namin like an owner. Walang ganun ah. So, I think I'm at my best when I'm running the business the way I want it run. Ikaw, anong sagot mo sa ganyan? Would you go back kung may mag-alok sa'yo ngayon? With everything you've built right now with your businesses?
Siguro nga alokin nila ako tapos petics lang ako. But no, I mean like ako, I would maybe no also. Not maybe. No. I would still be an entrepreneur because I opened up shop. I opened my own businesses. I opened my own businesses because I wanted to provide jobs, not because I wanted to be like whoever, or wanted to be like this certain person, or like I want to earn like $1 million. Well, aside from that, parang it's my way to like provide jobs to people because that's like my end goal. So if I'm in corporate, hindi man ako HR, at the same time, parang you can provide jobs to people, like you can try to recruit them wherever you're working, especially if you find someone na, uy, may potential. Pero, syempre, di mo yung magagawa fully if you're like an employee, di ba? Di mo naman decision yun. So, if you have your own business, then you can do that, which is why I'm doing that. Yuck, so cheesy. But yeah, that's my reason. So I'm not going back.
Yun naman madalas ang ano eh. You get to provide jobs. So that's one reason. Pangalawa, you kind of get to pursue your passion. Diba, they say, there's always that, do you really want to pursue your passion? Diba? Or will it turn into an expensive hobby for you? I think it's really pursuing, that's why I said earlier, no? Pursue your idea, not your passion.
Mm-mm.
Kasi if you pursue your passion, minsan yung passion mo is not a good business idea. Now, if you pursue your idea and it's a good business idea and you get to create jobs, yan ang pinakamagandang punot dulo niyan. So there. I hope we got to answer our listeners' question.
Sana. Pero tanungin mo rin yung sarili mo kung, I mean, corp or entrepreneur. You'll never know until you try it. So, I guess just try it. If you have the luxury of time and money to try it, then go. I mean, try on being an entrepreneur. But if you don't, maybe in the future when you have, diba, malay mo, it's for you. But if not, then
Walang
no
problema.
harm, yeah,
Oo.
in trying. At least you've tried it, diba? You'll never say na parang, it's not for me if you've never really tried it.
Yes. So yun, subok lang. Sabi nga nila, paka-atinista na sasabihin ko. Lundagin mo, baby. Just try it. Alam mo ba yun? Narinig mo na ba sa akin yun?
Hindi, kasi hindi ako atenista.
Narinig mo nga sa akin?
Hindi, never.
Okay. Ayun, lundagin mo, baby. So there. That's it. That's been another episode of
Diyan ka magaling.
Diyan Ka Magaling. So guys, hope you can subscribe to our pod. 3 episodes in and we're really happy with the feedback we've been getting. Marami na nakikinig pala. So, thank you. Tatry namin to gawing more regularly. Okay?
Bye!
Bye!